Our goal here to figure out, what we're trying to do is figure out how to light this building. And there's some things to calculate and figure out, right? So in the past, you've been doing it from way back here,
right,
as a way to get almost everything, which I could see it, you know, short throw, about 2-to-1 ratio. So you'd have to push it way out here to get all the way to the edge of your garage to there. How was the brightness? Was it super vivid or was it eh? It was right? Okay. So there's the trade-off, right? And especially on your garage door, because it's dark, that was a void, wasn't it?
Yes.
You wouldn't get anything out of the garage door. It's just too dark.
So explain this, Ross. So people want to know, so what happens if we bring it further back versus closer? So what you're saying is the closer the projector, the more brightness we're going to have. But as we pull it farther back, it's going to cover more of the house, but we're going to lose brightness.
It'll be washed out.
Okay.
And so there's a point of, I see what you're trying to do there. I get it. Versus, oh my gosh, that's amazing, right? Everybody wants the wow factor, but some people don't. You don't realize there's a trade-off between wow factor, and there's lots of variables here, but wow factor and coverage.
Okay.
Right? So you have a choice. If I want very intense brightness, then you're going to have to be up closer, and so the trade-off might be you might have to have 2 projectors. So here's what happens: is like this projector right here. We'll do some good visuals. Some good training teaching, right? So I've got this premium bad to the bone BenQ projector, right?
Yes.
4,000 lumens screaming out of here.
Yes.
There's 4,000 lumens right here.
Okay.
Then there's 3,900 and something. And then every inch it goes back, it gets less. That's for every projector there is.
Okay, so what you're saying is, so the closer this projector is to my house...
If I shot this projector right here, I'd have a small rectangle and it would be insanely bright. It would, between here and the door, you'd probably be running 3,200 lumens. You know, we lose lumens very quickly out of here. Okay. That's why you want high lumens, so that by the time it travels to the surface... wow, I sound like a teenager. By the time it travels to the surface, it still has enough lumens left over to still pop and go, wow.
Okay, so what do you mean? Show me. So go back. So what you're saying is...
I might be... this is not scientific in any stretch. I'm making this up because I don't know the real numbers, but if I'm 4,000 lumens right here, I'm probably 3,500 lumens right there. And now I'm probably 3,000 lumens. And now, dropping just a little bit more, it's on a curve. I may be only punching 2,000 lumens, but my square got bigger. Right? So if I come back here... Now I've got a pretty dang good rectangle because this is a short throw. It has a wider lens.
Right.
I might be covering a good chunk, and I'm still punching 1,100 lumens or something. Right? And so, but if I go all the way out here, then I may only have 400 or 300 lumens left over. That still, in some cases, might be plenty. Right?
Right.
So here's where it makes a big difference.
So wait, let me just ask you. I'm going to interrupt. So what you're saying is, the closer up, we know we're going to cover smaller part of the house, but we need to cover more of the house. So we need to back up so we can get more footage covered across the house, but find the sweet spot between the brightness. We don't want to lose a ton of brightness, but if we're up too close, we're not going to cover the house.
Yeah, so the problem is some people want to do a massive mansion with a tiny eBay projector. And out of that eBay projector, it's only shooting 800 lumens in the first place. So by the time you brought it all the way back, you're like 3 lumens left over.
It looks horrible.
And it's just not going to do anything, right?
Right.
So that's why you get more lumens up front. Now it's just shooting so much out. By the time you go back, I've got enough.
Right.
But sometimes people still try to do too much with just one.
Got you.
If you want vibrance and really wow, then you split up the structure and say, okay, I'm going to get 22 feet with this projector, and I'm going to get another 22 feet with that projector.
Right.
And if you had more feet, you'd add another projector.
So here's a question. I think I have like the standard American house in the front. Would one projector in most cases, where I'm fine here, covering the size of the house?
That is a trick question, and here's exactly why. Follow me. Check this out. Come on over here. You see this? Can you see that on camera?
Yeah, let me back up.
Okay. Now you see the difference right here,
right? So you see, I see a shadow.
This is why. Here's your problem. If I'm back there, I get twice the vibrance on this part of the house versus this. What's the difference between this chunk of the house and this? You want to know what the difference is?
Yes.
It's right over there. Shine that thing.
Remember I showed you guys that ambient light
that is double. You need 2x the power to be able to compensate for this. So
why is that happening though? Explain.
Because there's a freaking light right there.
Okay.
And so light versus light, it's a big competition, right?
Yes.
If you lived out in the country and there's no lights, then you could back that thing up and you would still have enough lumens left over that would overpower darkness.
Right.
But now you have a competition between the projector's light and that street light. That's the competition you're fighting.
Okay, so what do you recommend? Let's say, for example, so I have this street light over there, but I could also have a street light in front of my house. So is the first test, Ross, to see if I have any shadows on the house?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You just look around, and if there's a big light on the house.
But you were looking for the shadow.
That's the first thing I did, is I just looked. So, and if you don't have a bush, I mean, look, here's me. If I've got a shadow that distinct, then I'm really having a knife fight with this with that light. So now it's a competition. You can win the competition by putting more lumens. Right. So now you don't have the option to go super wide on your house, because you've got now, instead of like, I maybe can get away with, you know how we had leftover lumens? We started with 4,000.
Yes.
And now we're landing with 300 on here, right?
Right.
300 on here would work. It would look good. 300 on here is not going to work. It's not going to look good enough. It's still going to be washed out. You would have to put 600, 700, 800 on here to compensate for this.
Okay, so here's my question. Is that the standard? Are we going to need 600, 700, 800?
I guess those are made up numbers.
Okay, so how would somebody figure that out?
By doing it. So I don't have like a magic mathematical scale. I'm just saying this is where I do my do it test, right? I literally plug a projector to a very long extension cord and we walk around the house and we try to project. What I do is instead I do two things. I project a white square so I see the shape of what I can hit. Okay. The white square is a big fat lie though, because you're never going to shoot pure white.
Right. You're
going to be all impressed, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is a great projector. But as soon as you push color, it's a whole different story, right? So my advice is, even if you don't have a IllumiBot or anything going through, just play a YouTube video, play anything through your projector that's just normal color, and see how washed out it is on here, or there, right? And so if it's too washed out, you got to move forward and get maybe a lesser chunk of the house. Versus, hey, this is looking great. I can back it up and even catch more.
So if that's the scenario, and we have to move up on the house, and we're going to lose some of the house, then do we get a second bot, possibly in a second projector?
If you're still bent on getting the whole house, which is a good thing, right? You're like, oh, it's impressive on this. The thing is you need to not fall for the, I want everything with cheap. And then I say cheap. You can get away with other techniques, use projectors, things like that. But you just don't want to wash it out. If it's too washed out, then your whole point of doing it is also washed out. Right? It's not about did you do it, it's about does it look good, right? And that you need vibrance.
So even if you had to save one more paycheck, if it was you, and you're like, you know what, if I had to wait an extra month to get the better projector, like horsepower, better to have it, if you need it, then you don't.
Well, so in the kind of the wall here is about 4,000 to 5,000 lumens on the consumer side. 4,000 to 5,000 lumens is kind of the wall. Then you're going into anything above that is more of a commercial grade. And if you're buying those new, you're spending some chunks of money there.
Of course.
If you're buying those used, you can buy a bunch of those used. They're probably not laser projectors used. They're probably bulb projectors. But they're out there. And it's a way to go. I've done it. I've got a bunch of used 7,000 lumen projectors that I can do bigger stuff with. But we're talking big, bulky monsters, and it's doable.
So sometimes, you'll hear people say, well, you can get away with 3,000. What is your thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah. I get away with my house. I have 3,000 lumen used projectors on them. You know why? Because I got this on my house. So now I have a street light way down the street, but I have so many trees in my yard that no light gets to my house. It's just pitch black. And so I don't have to compete with any light. I can use a 2,000 lumen projector and it would look great.
So as long as you have no lights on the property and it's dark, you can use 3,000. But if you're competing with any ambient light,
but it's not. Again, the formula is not 3,000.
right?
It's the ratio of like how close, how much spreading it out are you doing?
Okay,
You could have a 10,000 lumen projector, but if you're too far back,
right.
it's not enough juice. That's why Disney's castle doesn't have just they put some big ones, but they put a bunch of them and they spread them out because they really want the intensity to happen from everywhere. So it's just that trade-off. You want to be. The real test is you plug in a projector and you just shine it on there and you play color through it. And when it says that looks fantastic, then you're there.
Okay.
And if you can go further back and get more and still love the vibrance, you got it.
Okay. And so it's not, you can't just set it up and go. Like you got to move around your yard a little bit and figure this out.
We're talking like 10 minutes of goofing around. Like you know your answer.
Yes.
That's what we're about to do now. We're going to plug this in. We're going to play, we're going to do 2 tests. The first thing we're going to do is just pure white. We're going to send that through. And then once we've done that, we're going to send some color through and just see where we can position this. Okay. So that gets into another question, which is where do you put it, right? So you had some options. Like this is your yard here.
Okay, I'm going to show that. So you guys see, this is the kind of thing I just want to show you, kind of a typical neighborhood, right? In the U.S., you've got sidewalk, you have street. I just want you to see before we keep going, here's the sidewalk, here's the house, right? And where Ross is, he's probably about 23 feet, 24, 25 feet. Go ahead, Ross.
So, you are getting more because you're using a short throw, which typically, not always, but typically you always look at each projector, but it's like a 0.5 ratio. For every foot, you go 0.5 back. So 6 inches back. So that is a wide area. So we have to go about half that distance back to catch it. If the house is fairly narrow. If it's a tall house, then you care more about the height.
So we're not tall, you guys. You see, I just want you to have an idea.
If I could fit that in a rectangle pretty easy. So width is what matters here, not the height. We're gonna be chucking off some extra height on the bottom, but it's just about pulling that back. You have to. In your case, you got creative and you ran some power across the concrete.
Yes,
it kind of blends in really nice. So we've got a power supply back here. We got a bush right here that we're going to compete with.
And then when we put this, since we're going to put this in an enclosure, and some people want to run music, so I ran an extra cord, so that extra cord will also be able to go into the enclosure, right, and sit there for the season.
Yeah, and then you can split it out and power your sound and everything else through there, and it's weatherproof, and you secure it really well, so it's as secure as you want it to be. So it's very difficult to steal. So the other issue you get with placement on your end is, can you keep it down low, nonchalant and chill? Do you have to? Some people need to put it up on poles real high. It depends on your landscape and everything else. You could probably get away with low and just sacrifice a little bit from this tree right here.
I can see this.
So you got this guy.
It's going to be a palm tree.
Yeah, he's going to be shadow casting on you from that placement right there. But we're going to see. We don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see where we can get. Still fighting that light. We're going to obviously cut off your landscaping and the orange lights, and we're just going to see what kind of vibrance we can get.